So, a question that we have for you is, can you share one of your experiences while doing earthship construction that gave you a valuable lesson that you're going to use in your future construction?
I love that question. And to be honest, the most valuable lesson that I think I found was really early on in my career, when I chose to spend more of my time meditating than acting. If you know what you should be acting on and doing, then I think that action is a good thing. But if you really aren't clear on what is helpful, then sometimes it is worthwhile to spend a lot more time analyzing or connecting with your God of some kind, whatever form you have. Because once you get to that point where you found something that's worthwhile, then you get a lot more reward in the end when you solve that or work toward it. Even if you don't make it, as long as you're shooting your shot at something that really feels valuable, you get a lot more meaning from your work. So that's my lesson that I learned.
Do you feel like this is your purpose or why God put you on earth?
I feel like this is a huge part of it. Yeah.
I appreciate hearing that, because I think what you just said is very profound. People are doing things that don't mean anything to them, and they're doing things that don't really resonate with their heart and their soul. And I think just by listening to you in these sessions, it really allowed for me to understand your passion behind it. Outside of your why that you had mentioned, it also just kind of gives me, greater insight into why you're positioning yourself in this way. I think community is very important. I think the earthship concept is very important for people who really are big. So that regenerative piece is like how you mentioned, like, we're going to use what is already here. We're not going to have to go out, buy a bunch of supplies that had to travel to get it. We're polluting the earth on our way doing it. And, it's very self-generating. And so that's what regenerative is. You're using things that are circularly already there. So you can reuse the sod, you can reuse the dirt. If it's trees and you want to cut them down, you can reuse the trees. So like literally creating a space where there is no waste, but there's also reuse of things that are already existing in that space. So if you all didn't learn anything else about earthship, he loves what he does, Mr. Rex here, and he wants to help you guys receive the benefits of such great and valuable work just because he is passionate about it. This is what he does. And so one last question to you. What trends do you see with earthship building? Do you see anything in the near future that will shift people into wanting to do these types of constructions a little bit more prevalently than other types?
I think 3D printing is the trend that will change a lot of construction, but also earthships, because 3D printing, there's various recipes now where you don't have to truck in very much material. You're using the material on site, you're putting it into your 3D printer, you 3D print a big structure, and with all that freedom that you get with 3D printing, I'm sure we're going to see better structures that are passive house, earthship, various things. That actually is on my roadmap too, eventually. But it was more strictly on my roadmap before. But once I got to this design that I have, I really think there's a chance we might even be faster than 3D printing because of just the magnitude of what we're doing. It's very large pieces compared to the other earth models that I've seen. Rammed earth, it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And if you have to pay someone $60 an hour or $10 an hour, it adds up at work. If it's free to you, then it's just work. But if you have to pay for it, it becomes cost. And all the other models that I've seen weren't like rapid construction. And this model is, a lot of people are going to be sitting in a tractor or there's not going to be too much need for running around too much. There's not very many pieces. They're all really big pieces. So you get a lot done real quickly, and with heavy machinery as opposed to a bunch of hands. I think that's typical of earth ships, is a lot of help, which is great. The help wants to help. I want to scale, and I think I'm not going to find enough help to scale as quickly as I'd like to if I don't have a way to get a lot done really quickly. That's my thinking. I come from engineering, that's what got me. It informs a lot of my decisions. The philosopher in me and the engineer in me informs a lot of my approaches to things. And I think it shines through in the way I've chosen to approach earth ships. We're basically redesigning them. We're keeping the good parts and saying, let's live mobile at the same time.
I love it. Well, again, thank you for answering those questions. And again, guys, you all know how to reach him now. So don't say we didn't tell y'all something, but reach out to us if you can't reach him. Don't be scared to follow back up around with us if for some reason you all can't contact him directly. Well, we thank you again. And I'm going to stop our recording. Boom.